What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 75. My name is Bret, aka Enigma 911, and today we're flying solo. Flying solo for 75. Just figured I'd chat about some stuff that I've been doing and that's been going on with me. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. I've been listening back to old podcasts, thanks to Steve. Who was on the last two podcasts. He kind of made the recommendation with the little Q&A back in 73, just asking if I'd listened back to him. And I think it was a really nice suggestion, and I think it was good. So I've been listening back to a lot of different podcasts, and I don't know, I'm enjoying hearing myself. That sounds weird. I don't know. It sounds much better than I think it is when I'm actually producing it or creating it, I guess. So it kind of boosted self-confidence. So I don't know if I'm going to do more solo episodes. It's always more fun with people, but I feel more confident doing a solo episode, I guess is what I should say, after hearing myself through a couple of these. So not as nervous or overwhelmed, I guess you could say, for doing the solo podcast. But anyways, remember, guys, you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join the chat, join on the conversation. We'd love to have you. If you can't catch it live, that is okay. It is put out the following week over on youtube.com. Search Enigma911, as well as SoundCloud, where it's put out topic by topic, and as one big video and MP3 the following Friday. If you guys ever have a topic for us or even a podcast guest that you'd like to see, you can leave it in the comment section down below, and we'll try our best to get to that topic and get your guest on. And last but not least, actually two things. Merch store. Merch store. You get all of your swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us. It'd be greatly appreciated. But remember, the store is not going to be around that much longer, so please take advantage of that. And then last but not least, Extra Life is coming up. As of recording, it is 2 weeks away. So that would be November 21st, 12 noon Eastern. 24 hours of gaming, trying to help out the kids at local Children's Miracle Network hospitals, raising money for them. 24 hours of games, 24 hours of shenanigans, having fun. If you could help out the cause by either donating or spreading the word, we thank you very much for that. So please, 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 anything you can do to help, tune in, whatever. That'll be on the 21st of November, once again, at 12 noon. And speaking of Extra Life, just a little shout out. As of recording today, it is technically Extra Life's game day. I just want to give a shout out to all the content creators that are doing Extra Life streams right now. Kind of Funny Games. Jeff Reg is crushing it right now. Also, I believe the Rooster Teeth community is either doing theirs this week or next week. But there's a lot of people out there streaming right now for their Extra Life streams, raising money for a good cause. So shout out to them. You're doing an awesome job. And thank you for what you guys are doing. So yeah, rolling on to the podcast. Some topics. Like I said, I have been doing a lot. Not a lot. I've been doing some stuff for myself. So at work, a little backstory here. At work, I have a lot of free time to listen to more podcasts. Personally, I'd mentioned, obviously, I've been listening to myself a little bit more recently, but I've been picking up on some more wrestling podcasts and listening to those, but I've also listened to the New Day podcast. And recently they did a miniature bracket of action movies, and they were ranking those and talking about them and discussing. And I really enjoyed the bracket, and as I was listening, I was just realizing I haven't really watched a lot of these movies. And granted, like, a lot of them were 80s movies, not that that's super old, but obviously a little bit past my age bracket. But yeah, there was a couple of movies in there that I was like, everybody talks about these movies, maybe I should go back and try and watch them. So ones that stood out from their list that I was like, I should try and watch those. They talked about, it was mainly action movies they were talking about, but they had some variety in their topics as well, or in the, whatever you want to call it, the bracket as well. So they didn't talk about all of these movies, but most of them. Aliens, Predator, Alien vs. Predator, Bloodsport, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future wasn't in that list, but I just threw it in here as well. The Fifth Element, Mad Max, Thunderdome, Mad Max Fury Road, And I think they also talked about Terminator 1 and 2, talked about Total Recall, and they talked about Mission Impossible Fallout. So a lot of those movies I had not seen before. I think the only one I had was Bloodsport. I've seen Back to the Future. I've seen the first one. I've seen bits and pieces of Indiana Jones here and there. I think I've watched Alien 1, but I don't remember entirely. But anyways, I was kind of not going out of my way. I was trying to make it a goal to go back and watch some of these movies. So for my topic, long story short, is I want to talk about some of the movies that I have watched since being inspired by that episode, including some of those movies as well as some other stuff that I've just been watching either with Kate or solo. So yeah, starting off the list, the first one I found, I think it was on Netflix, was Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was good. It was a good movie. It was very confusing at times and kind of creepy. They went with a lot of practical effects. And they're in space and they're showing like occasionally the characters kind of like don't have oxygen and whatever, and the effects that takes on the characters, holy crap, those, I don't know, puppets or whatever you want to call it, just disturbing as all hell. So watch Total Recall. Like I said, it was pretty good. Some of the story elements were a little confusing, just trying to keep track of like, wait, which consciousness are we talking about now? Or there was the memory chain of like, this is the present, this isn't the present. So it was a whole smorgasbord of stuff, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad. Terminator 1 and 2. I watched both of these back to back. I think both were on Prime. So I watched those. Terminator 1 was really good. I enjoyed that one. The guys on the New Day podcast were saying that Terminator 2 was like way better. I think it was better in the fact of like they had a little bit more personality, like obviously Arnold being a good guy in Terminator 2 compared to being the bad guy. Seeing his dynamic and relationship with John Connor, the kid, throughout the movie, I think that was a little bit more entertaining compared to the first one, where it was just more like this manhunt type thing. T2 obviously does the same thing. It's still the Terminator hunting him down, but I think that made it more entertaining. I did kind of pass out a little bit in the third act of Terminator 2 because it was really early or really late, however you want to think about it. But I did see the finale. I think I just missed, like I said, that lead up to it. But yeah, both were good. I don't want to say amazing, to be honest. But they were solid. Let's see, what else did I watch on that list? I talked about Bloodsport. I haven't rewatched it, but I did watch that one. That was a recommendation I got years ago from an instructor, and that was good. I really enjoyed that one. Cameron and I actually talked about it way back when. I don't remember what podcast episode it was, but obviously whatever it was based on is a bunch of baloney. So that's unfortunate, but the movie itself is good and entertaining with Jean-Claude. But yeah, crap. Why am I blanking? Hold on. I think that might actually be it that I've watched from that list, specifically from that bracket. I talked about Alien. I think I've watched Alien. Those of you guys who know me, I'm a bit spooked easy. So I'm kind of, I want to watch it, but I'm very hesitant to watch it. And it sounds from like the first one's the more horror-based one, and then they go more sci-fi in the second and third one if I'm going to watch the third one. I can't find Predator anywhere on a streaming service. AVP I found. The Indiana Jones, I believe, are all on... It's either Netflix or HBO. It's on one of those. Same with the Back to the Futures. Those ones I gotta watch. Fifth Element I haven't found. Same with the Mad Maxes. I think I found OG Mad Max on Netflix, but I don't know. I'm debating if I want to do the whole series of that, or if I just want to do Thunderdome and Fury Road. Kate has recommended Fury Road, and I heard a lot of good things when that did come out. And then the guys seemed to very amped up about Thunderdome. They were quoting things left and right and just very passionate about it. So want to give it a try. So yeah, at least from that bracket, those are the ones that stood out. And I've been enjoying going back and, like I said, finally watching these, because some of them you hear about all the time, like, oh, this movie's great, this movie's great, this movie's great. And I'm sure there's a bunch of people who could ask, oh, did you see this movie? And I'd probably say no. And it's supposed to be like either this big movie or cult classic or whatever it is. So it's kind of nice to, sounds weird, but check them off the list and be like, yeah, I have seen that. And, you know, one is good. I don't need to go back and rewatch it or whatever. I'm satisfied with that. So yeah, those movies and that bracket kind of inspired this topic. So those are ones specifically from that. Other stuff that I've been watching. Okay, this one definitely will spark some like, ooh, because I told Kate I watched this and she was absolutely disgusted that I kind of liked it and it was fine. But I watched the live action Death Note on Netflix, and yeah, I know a lot of people hated on it, and some people watched like 10 minutes of it and then had to stop. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, was it the best thing ever? No. Was it cinematic, fucking masterpiece? Absolutely not. But it was fine. They took some liberties and mixed up the story, which is fine. I think it made it a little bit more intriguing and interesting to watch, not knowing every story beat, compared to obviously the anime. But yeah, I thought it was okay. I'm ready for your comments down below and how much of an idiot I am, but I thought it was okay. I thought I had a good time with it. And then what else have we been watching? We've been watching My Hero, but we're going to be talking about that more in depth on a different podcast, aka the next episode. So stay tuned for that. And then we had a trial for HBO, so we've been trying to watch some of their programming. So I've watched Watchmen. I started it. I think it's only the one season, so I just haven't gone back to it and watched more. I watched the first 2 episodes. That show is really good and really dark and kind of unsettling at times, just with all the racist overtones, I guess, or at least what the main character has to deal with. Like, it's essentially the villains are the KKK, and I was like, geez, oh boy. But yeah, I've watched the first 2 episodes of that. It's really good, like you said. Like I said, it was just unsettling at times. So I think that was maybe why I kind of, stepped away from it and took a break. But I'd like to go back and finish season 1. I think the guys, the New Day, actually also talked about Watchmen on their podcast. Was it? It must have been a different episode when they were doing the TV bracket. But Big E was really into it. And selling it hard. So I think he's definitely right. It's really good. And if you enjoy superheroes or if you enjoy action drama, I don't know what you want to call it specifically, but I would definitely recommend it. And then last but not least on HBO, we also been watching Westworld. I don't want to go too much in depth just in case Kate wants to talk about that as well, but Westworld has like hooked us super hard. We got through season 1 relatively quick. I want to say in a couple days. And then we are 2 episodes away from finishing season 2. It's 3 seasons out right now. I know at some point people get really against it. I don't know. We weren't obviously watching it in the here and now, but apparently at some point people just like, oh, it's not good anymore, blah, blah, blah. We're still loving it. We're still hooked to it. It's funny, like some things I just kind of can pick up on, it seems, and I'll call out randomly, not even like 100% thinking it's the case, but it turns out to be, and I'm, what? But then there's also big twists and turns where we've just gotten sidelined, and it's really entertaining. Just kind of seeing like all the woven web unroll and kind of everything lines up, like this character has done this, like this all makes sense of story, but like it was kind of hidden, or they kind of told it in a different way that didn't make it super clear. So that twist element, I guess you could say. But yeah, I don't know. Those have been some things that I've been watching and we've been watching recently that we've been really invested in. I can't think of anything that like was bad that we've been watching recently. We've tried a couple things here and there, like shows, but I wouldn't say any of them are bad. It's just like, nah, let it go, let it pass. Like I've also had her try. So we have lists that we've talked about in the past of like, these are all the movies we should watch, either my recommendation or her recommendation, and same with TV shows. So there's been a couple of mine that we've tried where it was a show, and she's like, yeah, she gives me the look of like, are you serious? Not like that it's bad, just like you're an idiot, and it's fun. So there's been a couple of those that we've tried that just haven't hooked. But yeah, I wouldn't say any of them have been bad. So I'm interested to keep going through the list. Like I said, Alien series, Predator series, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, kind of going back to those, either seeing them for the first time or rewatching them and actively remembering or paying attention, I guess you could say, to the entire film, and having that under my, I don't know what's the thing I'm looking for, but whatever, having those in my repertoire. So yeah, that's topic one for you. Just what I've been watching, what's been going on this past couple weeks to month, how I'm spending my free time other than playing games and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to move on to topic number 2. WWE and Twitch. Oh boy, WWE and third party and their superstars. Just want to kind of go on a little rant here and just try and not understand, but I don't understand clearly what is going on with WWE and stopping their superstars, especially during pandemic times, for doing their own projects. So if you don't know, WWE has kind of put a halt on superstars and their wrestlers from doing live streams or doing YouTube content or doing third-party deals or etc. As independent contractors, they're trying to keep a hold of that, and they've started saying like any money that you make from these third parties, will kind of take place. It will still be part of your pay, but like you're getting it from them and not from us type thing in your deal. I don't know 100%. But they had a time period where, by this date, you guys got to stop, or we need to sign a new deal or something like that. I don't know. A lot of it is sketchy and unfortunate. And I think what I want to kind of get out there and say is just like, I don't know. It seems unfair. It seems silly. Like I said, it's especially during this time where they're not doing house shows. They're not traveling around. They're not selling merch. They're not having those other money avenues for themselves, radio personality or radio appearances or meet and greets, or I don't know how it exactly works 100%. But it seems like if they're just sitting around and doing stuff, why not? Now, I can also understand from WWE's perspective, like it's a PG product usually, and sponsorships, etc. They don't want to have somebody say or do the wrong thing and then their sponsorships kind of go away because of that, or upset. I think what they should have done or should do, instead of retroactively like changing up the deals that they had made or the contracts or however you want to put it, maybe instead just kind of put some like guidelines out there. Like, okay, if you want to do a live stream, fine. Don't, like, as a PG product, no swearing, duh, why, be careful what you play, etc. Like what you're saying, what you're wearing, how you're presenting yourself. Like, give some guidelines for that. And if, they don't adhere to that, hey, you get like a strike, I guess you could say. And if you do it again, then maybe, you stop with the streaming and you can't do that. But just kind of forcing them to hand over like their channels so WWE owns them, like that doesn't seem fair or right. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. I think like with the parameters, like I was saying, or just the guidelines, like Up, Down, Down's an interesting example because they were kind of established, obviously way before all this, but it was also, I believe, Austin and WWE, like that's a group project together. It's not necessarily, as far as I know, like he has 100% ownership of it. I think WWE has a hand in it, maybe just like giving him the platform, giving the resources, but obviously he's in charge of the content creation there and managing it per se. Like, I don't know why can't you take that example that you set up with yourself for Up, Down, Down and be like, okay, if you guys want to do this, this is what you have to do. Not take ownership per se of it, but like you still technically work for us and are representing us. So like we just ask, can you follow ABCD, whatever it is? And like I said, if they can't, then obviously that's you give a warning, and then from there it's what am I trying to say? Something of differences. I don't know. It's against the company, not against like. Obviously, you're being aggressive towards the company, but just like your guidelines, like, hey, we don't act that way. If you don't want to do it, then we'll terminate the contract, type thing. Like difference of interest or whatever it is. I don't know. I apologize. So yeah, and some people stopped, and others are now stopping. It's confusing too because some have stopped, some are still going. Like biggest example I can think of is Paige. Paige had to stop. AJ Styles had to stop about a week and a half ago at this point, I think, of recording. And Paige was definitely frustrated, very frustrated. I mean, she can't even wrestle due to injuries. So, like, I don't know what she's able to do or what the deal is. But, like, obviously this was making her money and quite a bit of it. And AJ Styles seems just disappointed too. He put out a message to his Discord and his group just being like, hey, thanks for everything. One day this will be back, but for now we got to kind of take a break, take a hiatus. So I don't know. But like I said, it's confusing because once again, some people like them have stopped, but then there's other superstars who are still streaming and stuff. And I'm not sure if it's just like they're under a new contract with WWE where they talked about that and that's how it's working out. The whole thing is a clusterfuck of confusing, and I don't know. I think just overall, it could have been handled a lot better, and I don't know. I could see it from WWE side just a little bit, like I said, with just how your people are representing your company, but also the superstars, like, they could do what they want in their off time. Like, especially now they have way more off time than they have had ever, once again, with the not traveling and doing house shows and doing these appearances and traveling all the time. Like, they're home a lot. They only have to go to Florida to do their the programs. So I know a decent chunk of them also just live in Florida. So, I mean, hey, you're right there. So most of the travel aspect is eliminated. Like, what else are they going to do? Like, they're not doing as much matches. Like, I don't know. You could also see it as, like, in a way it's promoting your business. Like, you're getting new viewers through Twitch. Like, oh, so-and-so is really cool. I enjoy watching them. I'm going to go try out WWE and watch it. And maybe you get a new fan from that or a new customer, you know? And especially if all of them are doing it, that's just like exponentially how many more people that you're reaching. Like, obviously, yeah, majority is going to be that crossover of fan, but there's always the potential, like I said, you get new people that you just didn't have before. Like, oh, I don't like wrestling, but these people are really cool, so actually, you know what, I might give it a try. So I don't know. It's weird. And especially with, I don't know, you would think WWE would be on top of all of things that are in or going on in the world, like online, I don't know, social media, I guess. Like, they seem on the ball, Twitter and Instagram, and they've tried social medias that have flopped so hard that they don't even gain steam. But, like, you think they would have known about Twitch and known about, like, obviously they knew about YouTube. They've been doing that for a while, but kind of been, like, ahead of the curve on this maybe, and at least had a better game plan, like I said. So I don't know. It's, like I said, it's a confusing issue. I can definitely understand the frustration from superstars and from the company and from fans of, like, why is this a thing that you're doing? Like, I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. I think it's silly. Let them do what they want to do. But like I said, as a company, if you really need to put those guidelines out there, I think that's acceptable. Because, yeah, they're still signed with you. They're still repping you. You don't want them to cost you sponsors or money or reputation. So go from there. Whew, it's a quick one today. Moving on to topic number 3. So this one I had a tough time figuring out what I wanted to do. I had a couple ideas in my head. Want to talk about this, but then I was like, I'm not sure entirely if I can talk about that long enough. As you can tell by this episode, we're going quick anyway, so who knows how much I had to talk about anything or say about anything. But yeah, I came up with this one. I thought this might take some time, but also kind of I can elaborate on it and hopefully make a good conversation piece out of it. I want to talk about 2020 game releases. It's been an interesting year, obviously, with the pandemic hitting. More time to play games. But I was thinking about it. I'm curious of how many games that came out this year I've actually played. So I have a list, pulled up of game releases. I just kind of wanted to go through and maybe tally or write down how many of these I've actually played and what I've thought about them. Because obviously we're getting towards the end of the year. Game of the year, discussions are going to be starting, etc. But yeah, I don't know if I can really contribute all that much. Saying I don't know how many of these I've played. So we're starting January, March. Let's see. I'll obviously call out ones that I know of too. All right, so the first one that pops up is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Talked about this with Brent and Jeff back in the day. I was excited about it. Only played a few minutes of it, to be honest. It's on the backlog of things to play. It's just, I think it intimidated me a little bit with, like, the RPG mechanic of it. It's like, oh, this is going to take some time. So I went to the next thing. I haven't played it, but Warcraft 3 Reforged I was really excited for. The re-release, remaster of Warcraft 3. And boy, did that bomb. And people were not happy with that release, which hurts me very much because I would have loved to dive into that. They, like, I don't know if it was on Steam or on the Blizzard net or whatever, but, like, they completely overwrote the old Warcraft 3. So, like, if you wanted to go back and play the original because this one was bad, you couldn't. It just wasn't there. And, like, things weren't upgraded as much as, like, expectations were set for. I guess with their initial trailer, it looked like a lot more was going to be done, and it just wasn't. So, like I said, it didn't get a lot of reviews. I haven't actually tried it out myself. I would love to, because Warcraft series before World of Warcraft was great. Snow Like Mike and I talked about it on his appearance too. But, like, those games were, I just had a lot of fun with them. I remember Dad showing me those, and I wish they would remake 1 and 2 as well. 1 was a lot of fun. It was just the orcs and the humans they had some graphics back then. And then Warcraft 2, you got the ships involved, and I remember the covers, the pirate looking at the orc. And then, 3 just blew it out of the water, making it even more amazing. So it's really unfortunate that kind of just shit the bed hard. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth spending X amount to even attempt it if it's bad, kind of thing. It's like, I don't know. Moving on to February. So January was that. Moving on to February. Let's see. Is there anything that stands out here. I heard Florence was good. That's Windows and Nintendo Switch it came out on, so I don't know if that was the initial release. Street Fighter V Champion Edition. Haven't played that in ages. All right, not looking good so far. Stuff I played. Nope, February had nothing that I played. On to March. Okay, there's another one I wanted to play, but I have not played yet. It got re-released. It's like a remaster remake from a 2005 video game on the Game Boy Advance. Came out on Switch. It's called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team. So this one was a lot of fun as a kid. So you would do like a little personality test at the beginning, and then you became a Pokemon, and you were like going around. You'd still battle other Pokemon, if I recall, and you were just like trying to rescue other Pokemon that were in danger or lost or something. So I definitely wanted to give that a try. Heard mixed bag of reviews on it, but now that we have the Switch, I might give that a shot eventually. Call of Duty Warzone. Okay, this one came out. This one is a blast. I suck at it. I'm terrible. I'm way worse. Like, I thought I was bad in Blackout. Oof. Warzone, I am just even worse. Well, maybe not, because you get the respawn, so you kind of get the second chance per game. But this is a game I want to play more of. It's just like, we've talked about it with Charlie. Like, it takes up so much storage, especially with every time that an update comes out. It's like, oh, God, here you want to spend 4 days updating this game? No, thank you. So Warzone's great. I think I enjoy it more watching it. I've watched Snowbike Mike play it. Watch Maximilian Dude play it. And, yeah, I don't know. Also, Dojo Gaming on Facebook Live. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I really want to get back into it and try it more, but it's always discouraging just looking at it and thinking about hitting the play button. It's like, do I want to? Do I want to really? I don't know. So Warzone's up there. My Heroes 1 Justice 2. Great sequel. I platinumed the first one earlier this year. I think maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. And then I bought the second one immediately. If you're a My Hero fan, it's great. If you're a fighting game fan, it's all right. You know, it's not the most elaborate thing or extensive, but it's a good one. They changed up some mechanics from 1 to make it better. Occasionally it stutters when it runs, but overall, solid experience. Doom Eternal came out this year. Jeez, sometimes some of these it's like, oh my God, that felt like forever ago. So Doom Eternal was great. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, of my thoughts of Eternal. It was a lot of fun. Definitely challenging at times. Some of those demons, holy crap, just difficult as shit. I can't remember, was it the Marauders? Or I want to say it's towards like the final act of the game. They got the helmet, they got the axe that has projectiles, but then they like whoop teleport around. They're really difficult. But man, Doom Eternal was a good one. I still think 2016 is better. Eternal had good movement, mobility that they added, but everything just seemed like flat color-wise and graphically. I think 2016 had a better presentation for that one. Another one I missed, but kind of scrolled back up to see, but Animal Crossing New Horizons. Absolutely. We played this game, what was it, almost 200 hours? Like, real quick. Have we kept playing it throughout the year? No. We got all the villagers we wanted. We had no idea what to do. I think I powered it on or booted it up for the first time Halloween day or night, because I wanted to see all the villagers in their costumes and whatnot. But yeah, that was a great game. Definitely do not regret playing that or buying it. It was a blast. It was a blast for March and April. A lot of fun times playing that one. So we're looking pretty good for March so far. What else do we have? Wow, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign remaster came out. Did not play that. If it was the multiplayer, yeah, I absolutely would have played that, but that came out. Moving on to April, RE3 came out. Jeez, yeah, that seems forever ago. God damn. This was my first time playing RE3, so the remaster was, I thought it was good. It was short. I think it was only 6 hours, maybe 8. Short, sweet, to the point. Played that on stream. Had a good time with it. FF7 remake was this year too. God damn it. This one I was really enjoying FF7, and I need to go back. Brent and I talked about it a couple podcasts ago about how he really enjoyed it and wanted to pick my brain of what I thought of the ending as a first timer not playing the original. So I need to go back and play this. I think I made it chapter 8 or so, but I don't know. It's the bad habit that I always have is I'll start something new will come along, and I'll hop over to that. So I definitely need to jump back and dive back into FF7 heavy and just play it all the way through. And like I said, do that podcast with Brent, because I'm sure that'll be a great one. Predator Hunting Grounds didn't play, but I've watched some streamers play it, Max Dude and his friends. They seem to have a good time with it when it was running well. I think PC definitely had it running better than PS4. But the uneven battle on Predator, the 4 Marines, and then Marines are trying to do the mission, and obviously they'll run into Predator from time to time, and seemed like a fun time. Moving Out looks a lot of fun. It's pretty much Overcooked, but you're a moving service, got to move furniture and whatnot. I've watched Achievement Hunter play it. They seem to have a kick with it. We're going to be playing it for the first time at Extra Life. So I'm sure the 4 of us yelling at each other, just like Overcooked originally, it's going to be a blast. Moving on to May. Oh boy. What do we got for May? Maneater came out in May, the shark game. That one I didn't feel all that interested in until I watched Jeff Reg stream it. And yeah, it was fun. It was just dumb fun. I can't remember how long the story was. Maybe that was a 4-hour game? Something like that. I feel like it didn't take me long to beat it. It was a good time while it lasted. Never need to play it again. Saints Row 3, the remaster. I have that one. I played the original back on 360, but I've not played the remaster yet. Good game. Let's see. Moving on to June. Heard good things about Valorant. Heard good things about Outer Worlds. Oh, that's Outer Worlds on the Switch. Excuse me. So clearly heard good things about that. Last of Us Part 2. Heard good things about 2. Do I have any interest in playing it? At the moment, no. If it goes on sale, I'll probably grab it. Last of Us 1 was fun. A lot of people hyped it up as this amazing, groundbreaking game that was 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I don't know if it was just their hype that kind of like set the bar way too high for me. But yeah, it just didn't deliver. SpongeBob Remastered, that was a great game. That was a good trip down memory lane. A lot of fun with that one. That one I beat quick too, but it was a great time. Moving on to July, Marvel's Iron Man VR didn't play but wanted to. Heard that was good. That's Death Stranding for PC. Okay, I was gonna say. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. Wow. Played a little bit of this one. Another one I picked up from Jeff. Pretty much Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley or Farming Simulator. It was fun. Definitely one you got to kind of set aside some time to play. So I'll go back to that eventually. Paper Mario's on here. Didn't play that one. Carrion's on here. Didn't play that. Oh, I didn't even know PS4 got Cuphead. Interesting. Straw Humans Remaster. Wanted to play it. Haven't yet. July. Is that where we're in? Fall Guys came out? Oh, that's August. Sorry. Fall Guys. The game that swept the nation. A lot of fun with Fall Guys, obviously. as many people had, a lot of crazy moments with that. Season 2 came out not so long ago. I haven't played any of it. I don't know if I just burnt out or what it is, but yeah, that was like blazing hot when that dropped and came out. So good times there. What else we got for in August? Spiritfarer came out. Looks like a fun game. Surgeon Simulator 2 looks funny. I think that's Epic Games exclusive though. September, what do you got? Marvel's Avengers, another good one. Solid story. Need to go back and finish. Apparently a lot of people not happy with the post game. Excuse me, just because the lobbies and online and stuff take a while. I guess the story wasn't super duper long. I was really enjoying it story wise. Like I said, it's just poor habits of the new thing came along, and I focused on that, and instead of finishing or playing through all the way of Avengers. So it's in the backlog now. We'll see. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, 2, great. A lot of fun with those. It played exactly like the originals, but obviously everything was way prettier. I wish you could replay the campaign, but I actually think they just put out an update where you could do that, similar to the first one, where like one character had to progress through the story and unlock the levels. Originally, it was just like you could keep switching it up and be whoever. So without that replay value, it was kind of like, yeah, well, you're done. But if they added that update, that's at least it'll give you more reason to play, more things to chase after. Spelunky 2, another game I've heard good things about. That will be played for the first time on Extra Life, just getting all that chaos going on. I played a little bit of the first one, and is that a punishing game? Punishing game for sure. WWE 2K Battlegrounds came out in September. It was an interesting one. I mean, not the best thing, not like WWE All-Stars like I was kind of hoping for. The campaign's weird because you can't use a creative character. You got these random Joe Schmoes that you're using. So it's fine. Nothing really like to brag about, I would say, but it was fine, just dumb fun. They're adding more DLC characters free. I think they have 2 waves coming out now. I think one wave includes Ruby Riott, Ultimate Warrior, Eddie Guerrero, the Usos, and then other characters, I think, in the second part of it. Wow. Must not even be that important if I can't remember. I don't know. But it's nice that they're releasing their DLC characters free. Just a free update. Here you go. And they're adding more customizable stuff on top of it. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition. Interesting. I didn't know about that. Okay. Oh, Nintendo Switch. On to October. Crash 4, heard good things about. Apparently it's hard as fuck. Mario Kart Live, the in your home make a race cart or race track and ride the cart around. Seems like a lot of fun, but you definitely need the room for it, which I definitely don't think I have. But some good streams about that over on Up, Up, Down, Down. Watch Dogs Legion, I want to play. I'm honestly waiting. Trying to chip away a little bit at that backlog like I've talked about, but Watch Dogs Legion looks a lot of fun. Dark Pictures Anthology A Little Hope. Watch Jeff stream it. Not that great. Not that great of a game. Pikmin 3 Deluxe I'd be interested in. Just because we had some fun with Pikmin back in the day. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming out this month. Don't know if I'm interested in that. I'm interested to see how it is. I still need to go back and play Odyssey all the way through. Okay, so these are games that haven't come out yet because we're in November now. Let's see. Oh, Planet Coaster's coming out on consoles. Okay, that's kind of cool. Bugs Next, the game of the century. Overcooked's getting a port. Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'm looking forward to. I won't get the PS5 version. Just no interest in next gen at the moment, but I'll get it for PS4. New Call of Duty, shocker. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, so new characters coming out on the 17th, and kind of looking forward to that. Melina's finally in, so I'll probably play around at least a little bit in that. December, what do you got for us? Anything calling out to us? I think Cyberpunk, that's the one. That one finally comes out. I don't know. I haven't really gained anything from it. Not that I've been like looking for footage or anything, but my only interest is Keanu in that game. Just him being into it. Yeah, that's really it. All right, so let's look back and see how we did here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 2020 releases. Okay. Not as bad as I thought, to be honest. Not as bad as I thought. Do I think I'm going to be able to call Game of the Year from my list? I mean, a personal one, yes. Like, the actual one, definitely not. Let's say it'd probably be FF7 would be the closest one. Maybe Animal Crossing. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't think I could partake in that conversation. What's the word? Realistically. I guess I'll just use that with the repertoire of what the games I've played this year. But it is what it is. I mean, just like always. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Just like always, I've been playing a lot of Apex and always tardy to the party or late to the game with a lot of these. I mean, I think this year I just beat Spider-Man, I just beat God of War. There's other games that obviously I still need to play. I still need to play Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I still need to play Bloodborne at least a little bit more and try and get farther in that game. I still need to play FF7 Remake like we talked about. There's a whole bunch. And need to play obviously is a stretch. I don't need to play any of these, but I'd like to. And I think that's another reason I'm kind of like very like not super amped about next gen. Obviously with the launch titles not being super strong either. Spider-Man being the only one I'm interested in. Don't really care about Demon Souls. Didn't care about Halo Infinite. Not that that's a launch title now, but like I can wait on next gen. I'm not going to die. I can see other people and they can have all the problems if there are with it when it launches, but I'll stick with last gen. I'll keep working through the backlog, see what we can do, whether it's on stream or off stream. We're close to beating Borderlands 3, I think, at the moment. So yeah, it's just making my way through that and enjoying them too. That's the big thing, like sitting down, playing them, and enjoying games, not feeling like it's a chore. Like sometimes it can when, once again, you put the annotation of you have to play it or you need to play it. No, I'll play things I want to play. If I want to play Apex Legends all day and night, fuck it. If I want to play Overwatch, I'll do that, play things you want to play. But yeah, that's the games of 2020 that I've been playing. And like I said, I'm surprised it's that many. I felt like I was so behind the ball and behind the curve on these games this year, but this is what it is. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be calling any accurate game of the year with what I have played or experienced, but it'll be interesting to see what other players or other people think. I think Last of Us 2 will probably be up there. Like I said, Final Fantasy VII Remake I think is up there. Ghost of Tsushima I didn't talk about, but a lot of people have liked that. I probably just missed it in the scrolling. Animal Crossing is a tough one. That could be the wild horse just because like so many people dark horse just because so many people played it. Like that thing sold like hotcakes, so it's going to be interesting. I think Game Awards are the 10th of December this year, something like that. It's a Thursday, so once that rolls around, it'll be interesting to see who they give their selection to or whatever. But yeah. Guys, this has been another episode of the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011, and I appreciate you guys joining me today and listening to these random topics. I know it didn't go super long, or some of them at least didn't go super long, but thank you guys for listening to me rant and rave. If you guys want to catch this podcast live and join on the conversation yourself, you can go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join in the chat, join in on the conversation. We'd love to have you because it's always more fun when more people are talking. If you can't catch it live, that's okay. You can go over to YouTube and SoundCloud, search Enigma9011 the following Friday, where it's put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement. Remember, guys, the merch store is still going on. You can get all of your swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. It'd be greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Extra Life 2020 is coming up November 21st, 12 p.m. Eastern. 24 hours of gaming, raising money for the kids to help them out. Anything that you can do to help and support by donating, by spreading the word, or just viewing. Anything you can do will help out a lot, and will keep the morale going and help through those 24 hours, because I know it can definitely be rough. And once again, shout out to those guys who are doing it right now as we speak. Jeffrey Gaming, Kind of Funny Games, so many other creators. Shout out to them. You guys are doing awesome, and keep it up. But guys, thank you guys for listening or watching this podcast. I appreciate you guys letting me do this week in and week out, even though it's every other week. But I appreciate you guys letting me do this and taking the time out of your day to listen to this and listen to me talk. Like I said, if there's anything that you guys do want me to chat about topic-wise, or even a guest on there, put in the comment section down below. We'll try and get them on. We'll try and talk about that topic, and we'll have some fun with it. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys on the next one. Take care.